What that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark is. Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy RG3, and I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys because there's been a lot of buzz, a lot of conversations about my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark, which was purely based in basketball. But I think all of you know there's a line in life that you just simply don't cross. Wives and children are always off limits, and Ryan Clark has sprinted past that line. Ryan Clark didn't like my sports take that Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. And that's fine. It's okay. It's part of the game. Sports media, I'm going to have an opinion. This person might not agree with it. That person might not agree with it. But what you don't do is turn around and personally attack me and my family just because you don't agree with a sports opinion that is purely based off the sport. I didn't make it personal. But what that really shows is just how low of a person Ryan Clark. But Ryan, you crossed the line, man. You made it personal and some. I really believe there should be no space in sports media for personal attacks. I've said it before. But certainly personal attacks against wife and children have always been off limits. Ryan, you attacked me and my family in a public forum on a level that shows just how low of a human being you are. You can disagree with me all you want. Challenge my takes, but keep my family and my wife out of it. That's a boundary that should always be respected, man. Always. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family because he disagreed with my sports opinion is a bad look for ESPN. It's cowardly, it's spineless, and it's weak. Ryan Clark personally attacking me and my family, personally because he disagreed with my sports opinion, is a bad look for him as a man. I hope you get the help you need, brother.
Move being able to read the expressions of a person and know their intent, know their character, know their perspective. But he does understand hate because I think he also understands the hate of self. When you look at the play, which is all we can speak to as professionals, all we can speak to as analysts, Angel Reese pushed one of her teammates. Caitlin Clark had a hard foul, which is part of basketball. I feel like it was assessed correctly. And Angel Reese's reaction is the sort of reaction you get in a situation when you feel like you took an intentionally hard foul. That's competitiveness. That's rivalry. That's not hate. And so now, though, when RG3 jumps on to the hate train or to the angry train, and now follows along with what we saw from Keith Olbermann, what we saw from Dave Portnoy, as they poured on to Angel Reese to make her the villain in Caitlin Clark's heroic or hero story. Right. The one thing we know about RG3 is he's not having conversations at his home about what Black women have to endure in this country, about what young Black women and athletes like Angel Reese have had to deal with being on the opposite side of Caitlin Clark's rise and ascension into stardom. Now, when you look at it, I think A'ja Wilson is the face of the league. A'ja Wilson is the best player in the league. Caitlin Clark is the most important player in the WNBA. And a ton of her fandom has come along with some racial bias or some racial pieces to why people love her so much. And so now, if you're RG3, when is the last time within your household you've had a conversation about what she's dealing with? You haven't been able to do that because in both of your marriages, you've been married to white women. You haven't had opportunities to have those conversations to educate you on what they're feeling, what Black women deal with, what they're seeing when they think of a young Angel Reese. And the whole time that he's mimicking Angel Reese and bobbing his head and moving his neck while he's doing this whole piece, his wife is in the back amening and clapping. And so to me, it's just another situation that now this young lady has to deal with. When I worked with RG3, he would make all of these sort of corny jokes about milk and how much he loved it and how important it was. And he always points out on social media the color of his wife's skin. as if the color of her skin is what makes her special, as if the color of her skin is what makes her a good wife. I've met the lady, I've had a conversation with her.
Right.
I think she's more than that. But it also leads to what Black women deal with a lot from Black men who have chose to date or marry outside of their race. They always feel like they have to go the extra mile to prop up the woman that they're married or the woman that they're with over Black women by denigrating Black women. I feel like we should have an opportunity to move past that and understand that Angel Reese can be great in her own right, as Caitlin Clark is as well. Caitlin Clark is a likable and lovable superstar. She pays homage to the stars of the past. She pays homage to the Black women that have come before her. And now she is carrying the mantle forward. So there's no need to pin those two against each other and paint them based on stereotypical tropes. And I think this is what I'd like RG3 to know, that no matter how much he continues to echo the microaggressions of racists, he'll be no less Black than me.
All right, so trouble is definitely brewing on X today. All right, first you had Ryan Clark defending Black woman and Angel Reese. All right, by going at RG3, who somehow was able to read the heart of Angel Reese yesterday after she was flagrantly fouled and got up and wanted to fight Caitlin Clark and had a look in her eye that told him that she hated her. All right, so as you saw in the video, Ryan Clark he didn't really talk about his wife. He talked about what RG3's home situation would make him inclined to do. And this is how he explained RG3's behavior, okay? Because he did mimic Angel Reese. He did mimic, the Black woman with the attitude and whatnot. And he was over the top. So all he did really was explain away RG3's behavior by saying he has a wife who's not Black. Right? I don't think that he took any shot at his wife. There wasn't any shot. He didn't say the wife was bad. He didn't say the choice of the wife was bad. He just explained, in his point of view, about the dynamics, right, of RG3's household, which would make him more inclined to think and see things a certain way. So RG3 here talking about how Ryan Clark's a lowlife, talking about how Ryan Clark is not a real man, it's a bad look for ESPN. All right, I think that's a little stretch. I think he was reaching here, and I think he's hurt, by what Ryan Clark said. Maybe it's true. Maybe that's why he's hurt. So this is why he's trying to turn this around to be an attack. But I don't see it as an attack. I don't see explaining or trying to explain a situation which, he probably interprets. I don't see that as an attack. I see an attack as, some sort of insult here. But he didn't even insult RG3. All he did was try to explain a situation, all right, and try to reframe a situation for the viewers. That's what he did. And I think that RG3 is exaggerating, all right, talking about how Ryan Clark crossed the line. Okay? All he really had to say was that, no, you're wrong. My viewpoint is based on this, and that. That's all he really had to say. All right? But instead, he's hurt. He's in his feelings. He threw some insults back at him, called him a lowlife, all these type of things, which he did not have to do. Right? So now RG3 is playing the victim, right? And didn't even realize that he was the one who started this. He brought this upon himself, all right, by, interpreting Angel Reese's behavior, okay, and making fun of her. All right. While knowing that there's some sort of racial issue here going on, and those who are on the opposite side of Angel Reese, all right, are gonna like that whole picture, gonna like that video, right? Just because of what's situated behind him, number one, and who he's talking about badly, number two, and who he's making fun of, number three. So RG3 brought all this upon himself. Now he's trying to play the victim, right? When he's wrong. That's my take. So that's about it. So until next time.